Hey everyone. I thought I'd get in here since I had a little time. Like I said, I find myself where I don't do videos like I used to because I don't seem to always have the time. But I was putting together, my goddaughter is getting married. Very lucky gentleman. He is then captured her heart. So, and I like him. He's very sweet, very kind. He takes care of her. And it seems loud, my background, so I'm going to close this door. I'm in my grandson's room because it is close to my little work area as much as possible. Used to be my office, but I still find myself where I come in here when my daughter and my grandson are missing. In action. They went to church this morning and they have not returned. So what I'm doing is putting together this centerpiece or whatever. I need 20 of these, and so far I think I have, this will be 8. So I got 12 more to go. And these little guys are very difficult to put together. This is actually, I don't know if y'all can see that, but it is like a key ring. So even though it's easy to pull apart, it is not that easy to put into these little slots. But anyway, that's not why I got in here, because I know I talked to y'all a lot about dreams and visions, and I have not been in here to talk about dreams and visions, and I feel like I've given y'all enough of history and background and everything. I'm not sure how other people dream. I just know how I dream. And like I said, when I dream, a lot of my dreams are like, if you could imagine watching a movie, my dreams are like little movies. And the movie it's like I'm watching a movie. So I could see me, like I could see my face. I could see my whole body, my face, everything, because I'm like watching it on a screen. But when I know my dreams are like that, there is the little me in the dream. And when I say a little me, hold on. All right. Woohoo. You want to see what the top of it's going to look like? Let me do the reveal first. But it's going to be gorgeous on the table when it's done. I love her little color scheme. But anyway, when I say when I put, these were the easy part of it to put together because they came in pieces. So it had this little disc here, and I just put them back in the plastic and stuff. But these pieces, this was a piece, this was a single piece, this was a single piece, this was one single piece, and then there was a rod or a long giant screw, and then there's a bolt here, and then a washer. And I had to put this thing together. Now, once I figured out how to put it together, I had all 20 of them put together in no time flat. And I think it took me about an hour at the most to get all 20 of them put together. And then I put them back in their plastic because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do the diamonds, because these are very tedious. And so I have to basically put these on one at a time. So it comes in a bag, and literally, yes. But I don't have to have these done until May. But I'm going to be honest, I'm one of those people that like to have stuff together ahead of time. I don't like to be doing stuff at the last minute because then I feel like I'm rushing. So I could take my sweet time with these little guys. Anyway, let's go back to the dream. So when I say I'm dreaming and there's a little me in the dream, I'll put this up here so everybody can see. Oh, don't mind my shirt. I'm a big fan of Marvel and DC. Love them. Star Wars and Star Trek. So yes, I am a Trekkie. I'm a believer first, but I like Star Trek. And yeah. But when I say the little me, you see how small this is? I believe that seems like that's how small I am in the dream, because that's the real me in the dream. And so let's say I'm dreaming about making this video or whatever. The little me can swoop in, and while I'm doing this video, it could turn and it can get as close or as far away from me, and then turn, look at the video, move around the room, can leave the room and go to a whole nother room and do its own thing in the dream. And I could still be in here doing this video while the little me moves around the house to see what everybody else is doing. And so when I say the little me is the real me, I'm finding out now that the little me is my spirit man. And I've learned to understand that when I dream that way, that dream is a little bit different, because I'm learning that, like I said, when we get into the Bible, we learn that we're a three-part being. We are spirit first. That's the little me in the dream. This is my soul and my body. So I don't always see that part of me. Sometimes I have lucid dreams. And when I have lucid dreams, I believe we're all together. So the little me is not present anymore. I don't know I'm dreaming until something triggers and makes me realize this is not real. This is pretend. And I'm like, what? So, I recently had a dream that was a little disturbing to me, and I didn't like it because but I understood what the dream meant right away when I woke up, and I knew it was concerning my health. And so I got to make some changes because I did not like what was said to me in the dream. Like I said, it was my friend speaking to me, but I didn't like the words that she was saying to me. But I knew when I woke up, I had to make some changes with my health. And I believe a lot of us need to, when we go to the doctor and the doctor tells us something, and then we understand that we're in these different stages in our lives where we either can listen or we cannot listen. But I'm going to let you know now, when God starts talking to me in my dreams, that's different. Because it's not just my thoughts or my emotions about a situation, but now the Father is speaking to me and letting me know, hey, this is something that's concerning and you need to make some changes because I predestined you for some things in the earth and you need to be around to do them. And so I cannot do what God called me to if my health starts to fail, or if I am unable to do what I need to do. And I think people don't take that seriously all the time. But when God called you out, he called you for a purpose. And you are responsible for maintaining this vessel. So you have your spirit man. I believe your spirit man just grows spiritually. And that's a whole nother thing too. And I tell people all the time, the same way you feed your body, you get up and you have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and all that. God is saying, same way you feeding yourself, that's how you're supposed to feed your spirit. So first thing in the morning, I always tell people, this is what it's like. You should eat like a king in the morning, a pauper in the afternoon, and a poor man in the evening. Me, on the other hand, I feel like most people, spiritual people, they eat like a king in the evening time, a pauper in the afternoon, so they got that right, and a poor man at breakfast. And breakfast is the most important part of the day, or so they tell us. But I believe the reason why I feel like it really is supposed to be the most important part of the day is because if you up and moving about and running around all day long and stuff, you need the energy to do so. You get home, you start to relax and stuff. You don't need so much substance. But when you're in the Word, you're supposed to be in that Word and eating the Word for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So breakfast time, I'm going to tell you now, the same way I do in real life, I do spiritually, and I need to make some changes because I do a lot of my reading, probably more so in the evening and stuff. So I'm eating heavily at night, which I shouldn't. And I eat like a poor person in the morning. And what I do is I got my scripture in the morning. I might listen to the Word around lunchtime, and I probably listen to about a chapter. But in the evening time, I can sit there and I can lay and listen to the Word being read to me, and I can sit there for hours on end sometimes. And that is it's a good thing because I'm breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The bad part about it is I'm like, I need to change that around. I need to be a little more heavier in the morning to get me spiritually through the day, because the enemy is there to attack us as always. And I'm not talking about a physical attack. I'm talking about them mental attacks when we get to work and we realize that some people be on our last nerves and we don't just have the patience for it. But if I was in that Word and studying and reading, the enemy wouldn't be able to touch me half the time in the morning and wouldn't get me so riled up at work sometimes when people say or do certain things to irritate me, right? And I'm going to be honest, I'm really hard. It's hard to get me upset because I'm really a happy, peaceful person the majority of the time. And most people will tell you they never seen me upset, which is a good thing. Most people have never seen me upset. And I like that. I like that I'm happy the majority of my life. I've always been a happy person and stuff. I'm not saying I don't go through things and I don't have things hit me like everybody else. And I always tell people, I don't know if anybody could have ever walked a mile in my shoes and look like I do, unscathed, unbothered, and not needing some kind of help or whatever. I don't know. I honestly give all glory and honor to God for that, because had it not been for God, it would have been, I wouldn't be here today. So anyway, like I said, there's the little me in the dream, which I found out that's the spirit. That's my spirit man. And we are 3-part being. We are spirit, soul, and body. And I don't know how anybody else dreams. I just know how I dream. And the way I dream, there's a little me sometimes in the dream who can see everything and knows everything that's going on, to the point where I have been able to tell you what my children were up to, because the little me could move around the house while the bigger me is doing what I do in a whole nother room, the little me can go and see what my children are doing and show me what was going on. And then I can wake up from that dream and I can be like, no, let me go check on my kids. Let me see what's going on. And then I can go upstairs or wherever part of the house and realize my children were doing exactly what I saw in the dream. So this is why I say you got to be more in tune with your spiritual side of yourself, because you're spirit first. You were spirit first. Okay? So before you possessed this soul and lived in that body, you were a spirit first in the mind of God. He said, I knew you before you entered your mother's womb. I knew the purpose and the plans that I had for you before I even created you. This is who he is. This is who God is saying you are. I knew who you was. I knew the purpose and the plans that I had for you. I knew you before I even placed you in your mother's womb. I knew you. Do you understand? To know someone that intricately, and then people are always saying, I'm looking for myself. But I'm like, if we were created in his image and his likeness, we would know who we were when we saw him, because we are a copy of who the Father is. And he says, I created you just like me. So if you want to see you, figure out who he is. Anyway, I've been on here too long, just jibber jabbering and talking, and supposed to be talking about dreams. I'll have to try to get in here in the evening times when I can. But like I said, I have a busy schedule now that I'm in school. And then I got my pastor classes that started back up on Tuesday nights. I got class on Monday night and Thursday night. And then Friday is every other Friday. I get my grandkids, and then they're there for the weekend. I got rehearsal on Saturday, rehearsal on Tuesday before the Zoom class with the pastoral Zoom class. I think my only free day really is Wednesday, and I should be on the prayer call on Wednesday nights, but that's my only free day sometimes, and I'm trying to cram everything I can in that one Wednesday. Whenever somebody says, can I do something, or can I help them with something? And I tell them the only day I have available is Wednesday. So maybe if I don't have too much to do during the evening times, I'll sneak in here and I'll start talking. Give y'all a little bit of who I am, and maybe help y'all interpret some of these dreams. I would love to help y'all figure out how to interpret your own dreams, or get you a dream language and understand it. And so if you have not checked out any of my other videos, and this one's a very long one, I always say I'm not going to go over 15 minutes, but I find myself doing that. But if you get a chance and you run across this video and you get a chance, go check out some of my other videos as far as dreams and visions. I have some going over animals, numbers, let me see, colors and stuff that can give you a biblical reference to numbers and colors and animals. And then I went over how you build your own dream language as well. And so if I can give you a pointer tonight to build you a dream language, you got to first understand what you're looking at. And so I can't even read scripture or listen to scripture without checking out, what does stuff look like? What does it mean? So when when I'm reading in there and I see something that catches my eye, what does that look like? Or how long is that, Lord? Or what is that? So, and especially in Zechariah and Ezekiel, when they're talking about the different visions that they were having and stuff, I could barely get through those books without pausing a million times so I could go and look up, what does that look like? Because there's a lot of times you'll see that stuff in your dreams and you won't even know what it is. So you don't even know half the time that the Father is even speaking to you. But it's getting to be 20 minutes. I love you guys. Good night.